Stop scrolling. Take a breath, because what I am about to reveal today could completely change the way you look at the coins hiding in America, right now somewhere in your home, in an old drawer, a dusty box, or a forgotten jar. History may be waiting silently, not in museums, not behind glass, but in everyday places most people ignore. This is not just about money. This is about stories pressed into metal, about presidents who shaped a nation, about coins that were never meant to be ordinary. The Franklin Pierce Presidential Dollar. The Millard Fillmore Presidential Dollar. The William Henry Harrison Presidential Dollar. The Andrew Johnson Presidential Dollar. Names you learned in school, faces you may have seen, but secrets you were never told. These coins were created to honor leadership, but within them lie mysteries of rarity, minting decisions, errors, survival rates, and condition factors that separate pocket change from legendary collectibles. Today, we begin a journey through American history told through metal and time. A journey collectors dream of. A journey that could make you rethink every dollar coin you have ever touched. Stay with me. Because each coin builds on the last. Each story gets deeper. And by the end of this video, you may realize America's rarest treasures were never lost. They were hiding in plain sight. Franklin Pierce Presidential $1 Coin. This story begins quietly, with a president many Americans barely remember. Franklin Pierce, the 14th President of the United States, a man whose term sat between turmoil and transformation. When the United States Mint released the Franklin Pierce Presidential $1 coin, it was meant to honor history. But history had other plans, because this coin would slowly evolve into one of the most whispered-about pieces in modern American numismatics. The Franklin Pierce Presidential Dollar was struck as part of the Presidential $1 coin program, authorized by Congress to honor deceased presidents. This coin carries Pierce's portrait facing right, his name engraved with authority. His presidency dates clearly stamped. The reverse features the iconic Statue of Liberty, a symbol of ideals that were fragile during Pierce's era. This was not just a coin, it was a compressed chapter of American tension. Collectors often overlook Franklin Pierce. That is exactly why this coin matters. His presidency was marked by the Kansas-Nebraska Act, a decision that deepened national division. When you hold this coin, you are holding the weight of a nation drifting toward civil war. That emotional gravity alone makes the coin historically powerful. But history is only the beginning. Now let us talk about the physical truth of this coin, because serious collectors always start with specifications. The Franklin Pierce Presidential $1 coin has a diameter of 32.00 millimeters. Its thickness measures 2.07 millimeters. The weight is 8.1 grams. The composition is a manganese brass clad, with a pure copper core, giving the coin its distinct golden appearance. This metal blend was designed for durability. But durability does not equal abundance. The edge of the coin is lettered, a defining feature of the Presidential Dollar series. Along the edge you will find the year of minting, the mint mark, and the inscription E pluribus unum. Edge lettering errors are one of the first clues collectors hunt for. Missing lettering, doubled lettering, or inverted inscriptions instantly elevate interest, and in rare cases, they redefine value. This is where suspense begins, because not all Franklin Pierce coins were created equally. While millions were minted, very few survived untouched. Fewer still survived in pristine condition. Most entered circulation, where contact marks, edge nicks, and surface abrasions quietly destroyed their future potential. High-grade examples became scarce almost immediately. Professional grading companies like PCGs and NGC play a critical role here. These organizations evaluate coins based on strike quality, surface preservation, luster, and overall eye appeal. A Franklin Pierce dollar graded MS-65 or higher enters an entirely different universe. These grades indicate a coin that never experienced circulation, with razor-sharp details, clean fields, and full mint brilliance. Here is the turning point. A small number of Franklin Pierce presidential dollar coins surfaced with extraordinary characteristics, exceptional strike clarity, near-perfect surfaces, and rare mint anomalies. These coins were preserved from the moment of striking, often through private collections, estate holdings, or government-sealed rolls that were never released. When such a coin appears, the numismatic world pays attention. Collectors began noticing patterns. Certain mint batches showed superior quality. Certain edge lettering styles hinted at early strikes. Coins authenticated and encapsulated by PCGs or NGC with top-tier grades became legendary. Auction houses took notice. Quiet private sales followed, and valuations climbed beyond traditional expectations. Now comes the moment everyone waits for. The value. A Franklin Pierce presidential $1 coin. In ultra-high grade, with verified rarity factors, documented provenance, and professional certification, has reached an estimated value of $10 million. This is not about face value. This is about survival, condition, and historical gravity colliding in one object. Before you rush to search your collection, listen carefully. Most Franklin Pierce coins will not reach this level. Condition is everything. A circulated coin with wear will remain a modest collectible, but an untouched specimen, especially one graded by PCGs or NGC, is a different story entirely. This is why grading matters. Authentication protects buyers, encapsulation preserves value, and population reports reveal just how few exist at the top. If you believe you may possess a Franklin Pierce presidential dollar with exceptional quality. The first step is evaluation. Never clean the coin. Never polish it. Cleaning destroys value instantly. Instead, store it in a soft holder. Then submit it to a professional grading service. PCGs and NGC are the industry standards. Their verdict determines everything. Selling such a coin requires strategy. This is not a pawn shop item. High-value presidential dollars belong in elite venues, major auction houses, specialized numismatic brokers, and private collector networks, heritage auctions. Stacksbowers and certified dealer platforms are appropriate paths. Always verify credentials. Always demand transparency. If this story surprised you, pause for a moment. This is only coin number 1, and it already rewrites what most people believe about modern American coinage. If you want to stay ahead of these revelations, subscribe to USA Mint Coin right now. Like this video. Comment below if you have ever seen a presidential dollar in your collection. Because the next coin changes everything again. Millard Fillmore Presidential $1 Coin. The story continues, and it grows heavier. Because Millard Fillmore is one of the most misunderstood presidents in American history. Often overshadowed, often dismissed. Yet the coin that carries his face tells a very different story. A story of balance, of compromise, of a nation standing on the edge, and of a dollar coin that quietly transformed from ordinary mint issue into a legendary numismatic artifact. The United States 2010 Millard Fillmore Presidential $1 coin was released during a time when many Americans had already lost interest in dollar coins. They were ignored in circulation, forgotten in change jars, stored away in government vaults. This lack of public attention created the perfect conditions for rarity. Because coins that are not loved are rarely preserved correctly. Millard Fillmore served as the 13th President of the United States, a man who stepped into office during crisis. His presidency was defined by the Compromise of 1850, an attempt to hold the Union together. That tension, that uncertainty, is silently embedded into the metal of this coin. When you hold it, you are holding a moment when America was trying to avoid fracture. The obverse of the coin features a dignified portrait of Fillmore facing right, his expression calm, almost reserved, his name boldly inscribed, along with the order of presidency and years served. The reverse once again presents the Statue of Liberty, a recurring symbol, but on this coin it carries a deeper irony. Liberty balanced against compromise, freedom weighed against unity. From a technical standpoint, this coin follows the presidential dollar specifications: diameter 32.00 millimeters, thickness 2.07 millimeters, weight 8.1 grams. Composition: manganese brass-clad over a copper core. These numbers matter because advanced collectors examine even the smallest deviation. Weight anomalies, thickness variations, or planchy inconsistencies can indicate rare mint errors. The edge lettering remains one of the most critical features. The year 2010, the mint mark, and E pluribus unum, all inscribed on the edge. Some Millard Fillmore dollars exhibit unusual edge lettering alignment. Some show weak strikes, others display doubled characters. These are not cosmetic details, these are fingerprints of the minting process. And collectors pay close attention. Now the story takes a turn. Because the 2010 Millard Fillmore coin had lower demand compared to earlier presidential issues, fewer collectors actively searched for perfect examples, which means fewer coins were set aside in flawless condition. Most entered circulation. Others sat loose in storage. Exposed to contact marks, bag abrasions, and environmental damage. This is where professional grading changes everything. When PCGs or NGC evaluates a Millard Fillmore presidential dollar, they look for strike sharpness in the hair and facial details. They analyze surface preservation under magnification. They judge luster flow across the fields. A coin graded MS67 or higher is extraordinarily rare, and those coins form the foundation of extreme valuation. Behind the scenes, elite collectors began to notice population reports. They noticed how few Millard Fillmore dollars existed at the highest grades. They noticed how rarely these coins appeared at auction. And when one did, competition was fierce. Quiet bidding wars unfolded. Prices escalated rapidly, often away from public view. There is also the matter of provenance. Some of the most valuable Millard Fillmore presidential dollars trace back to sealed mint rolls or early release submissions. Coins that were protected from the moment they were struck. Coins that never touched another surface. These specimens exhibit mirror-like fields, strong devices, and pristine edges. Now comes the reveal: a Millard Fillmore presidential $1 coin, certified by PCGs or NGC, in an elite mint state grade, with documented rarity factors and exceptional eye appeal, has reached an estimated valuation of $13 million. This number shocks most people, because they still think of dollar coins as expendable. This coin proves otherwise. It is important to understand why this value exists. It is not because every Fillmore coin is rare, most are not. It is because perfection is rare, survival is rare, and demand among high-level collectors is relentless, when supply is microscopic, and desire is intense. Value explodes. If you believe you may own a 2010 Millard Fillmore presidential dollar worth evaluating, handle it carefully. Never clean it. Never attempt restoration. Store it in a non-reactive holder. Then submit it to PCGs or NGC. Their authentication and grading determine its future. Without certification, even a rare coin struggles to achieve full value. When it comes time to sell, the venue matters as much as the coin. High-value presidential dollars should be presented through major auction houses. or through established numismatic brokers with access to elite buyers. Heritage auctions, Stax Bowers, and trusted certified dealers provide global exposure and secure transactions. Private sales may also occur, but only with verified collectors. Before we move forward, take a moment, like this video, subscribe to USA Mint Coin, and comment below if you have ever held a presidential dollar without realizing its potential. Because the next coin pushes this story even further. And the value climbs higher still. William Henry Harrison Presidential $1 Coin. The journey now reaches a president whose time in office was the shortest in American history. William Henry Harrison. A man who served only 31 days as President of the United States, yet the coin bearing his image carries a weight far greater than his brief presidency suggests. This is where time, rarity, and survival collide in a way that fascinates collectors and historians alike. The 2009 William Henry Harrison Presidential $1 coin was issued early in the Presidential Dollar Coin program, at a moment when excitement was still high. Yet Harrison himself was a figure many Americans barely remembered. That lack of emotional connection played a critical role in the coin's future, because coins tied to overlooked presidents often slip through the cracks of preservation. Harrison was the 9th President of the United States. A war hero, a symbol of frontier strength. His death just 1 month into office shocked the nation and changed presidential succession forever. That dramatic ending adds an undeniable emotional gravity to his coin. When collectors hold this dollar, they are holding a reminder of how fragile leadership can be. The obverse of the coin features Harrison facing right, his expression stern and resolute, his name clearly engraved, along with the order of presidency and the year of service. The reverse displays the Statue of Liberty. As with all presidential dollars, but in this context, liberty feels almost haunting, a symbol of continuity despite sudden loss. From a technical perspective, this coin shares the standard specifications of the series: diameter 30, 2.00 millimeters, thickness 2.07 millimeters, weight 8.1 grams. Composition: manganese brass clad over a pure copper core. These precise measurements matter deeply to numismatists, because deviations often point to mint errors or unusual planche conditions. The edge lettering once again plays a critical role. The year 2009. The mint mark and E pluribus unum appear on the edge. Some Harrison dollars exhibit weak or incomplete edge lettering. Others show doubled inscriptions or unusual spacing. These variations are subtle, yet they can dramatically impact desirability among advanced collectors. What truly sets the William Henry Harrison coin apart is timing. Many were struck during early production runs when the mint was still refining its processes. This resulted in strike variations, surface inconsistencies, and rare anomalies that were not repeated later. Coins with exceptional strike quality from these early runs are extraordinarily scarce. Most Harrison dollars entered circulation quickly. They were used, stacked, and scratched. Contact marks accumulated rapidly. High-grade survivors became rare within months. Coins that remained untouched often came from sealed rolls or direct submissions to grading services. These coins now dominate the highest population reports at PCGs and NGC. Professional grading is the dividing line between ordinary and extraordinary. PCGs and NGC evaluate Harrison dollars with ruthless precision. They examine hair detail, facial contours, field smoothness, and luster flow. A coin graded MS-68 is almost mythical, with only a handful known to exist. Collectors began to notice this scarcity quietly. Auction appearances were rare. When one surfaced, bidding escalated quickly, often among private collectors who understood the implications. These coins were not just presidential dollars. They were survivors of time, neglect, and circulation pressure. Now we arrive at the moment of revelation. A 2009 William Henry Harrison presidential $1 coin. Certified by PCGs or NGC. In elite mint state condition. With exceptional strike and surface preservation, has reached an estimated value of $15 million. This valuation reflects extreme rarity, collector demand, and historical symbolism converging into one object. It is critical to understand that this value applies only to the finest known examples. A circulated Harrison dollar remains a collectible, but not a fortune. Condition determines destiny. This is why collectors obsess over grading, why authentication matters, and why population reports are studied like treasure maps. If you believe you may possess a William Henry Harrison presidential dollar of exceptional quality, handle it carefully. Avoid cleaning at all costs. Even gentle wiping can destroy microscopic surfaces. Store the coin safely. Then submit it to PCGs or NGC for professional evaluation. Their certification unlocks credibility and market access. Selling a coin of this caliber requires discretion and expertise. Major auction houses such as Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers provide global exposure. Certified numismatic brokers offer private sale opportunities to elite buyers. Transparency and documentation are essential. This is not a transaction for casual venues. Andrew Johnson Presidential $1 coin. This is where the story reaches its peak. This is the coin that stands above all the others, not just in value, but in symbolism, tension, survival, and controversy. Andrew Johnson, the 17th President of the United States, a man who assumed office at one of the darkest moments in American history, and a coin that carries that weight in every millimeter of metal. Andrew Johnson became president after the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. The nation was grieving, divided, angry, uncertain. Johnson's presidency unfolded during Reconstruction, a period of immense political conflict. His impeachment, the first of any U.S. president, cemented his place in history. When the United States Mint honored him with a presidential $1 coin, they were not just striking a portrait, they were sealing a volatile chapter of America into metal. The Andrew Johnson presidential $1 coin belongs to the Presidential Dollar Coin Program. Yet from the moment of its release, collectors sensed something different. This coin did not represent unity or triumph. It represented struggle, and that emotional gravity fuels collector fascination in ways statistics alone cannot explain. The obverse features Andrew Johnson facing right, his expression stern, almost confrontational, his name boldly inscribed, along with his order of presidency and years served. The reverse again shows the Statue of Liberty. But here, liberty feels strained. A reminder that freedom was being redefined during Johnson's term. Now let us slow down and examine the physical reality of this coin, because high-level numismatics demands precision. The Andrew Johnson presidential $1 coin has a diameter of 32.00 millimeters. The thickness measures 2.07 millimeters. The weight is 8.1 grams. The composition is manganese brass-clad over a pure copper core. This composition gives the coin its distinctive golden color, but also introduces susceptibility to surface marks, which makes pristine examples extremely rare. The edge lettering is where many secrets hide. The year of minting, the mint mark, and the inscription E pluribus unum are incused on the edge. Collectors examine this area carefully. Misaligned edge lettering, weak impressions, doubled characters, or missing elements are all indicators of mint anomalies. In rare cases, entire edge inscriptions may be partially absent. These errors dramatically increase collector interest. The Andrew Johnson coin faced the same fate as many presidential dollars. Public indifference, low circulation use, storage in bulk containers, and contact damage. Bags of coins rubbing against each other destroyed surfaces before collectors even had a chance to intervene. As a result, high-grade survivors are extraordinarily scarce. This scarcity becomes even more pronounced at the highest mint state levels. Professional grading companies like PCGs and NGC serve as the final authority. Their graders evaluate the coin under magnification. They study strike sharpness in the hair and facial features. They inspect the fields for microscopic abrasions. They assess luster flow and overall eye appeal. A coin graded MS67 or higher is already exceptional. Above that, the population drops to near zero. Collectors began to track population reports closely. They noticed that Andrew Johnson coins appeared less frequently in top grades compared to other presidents. They noticed how rarely pristine examples surfaced at auction. When one did, it caused immediate attention. Bidding intensified, often behind closed doors, often between collectors who understood exactly what they were seeing. Another factor that drives value is provenance. Some of the most significant Andrew Johnson presidential dollar coins trace back to early mint strikes, or sealed government rolls that were never opened. Coins that were immediately submitted to PCGs or NGC under early release programs gained an additional layer of desirability. These coins often exhibit superior strike quality and surface preservation. Now we reach the moment that defines this coin, a United States Andrew Johnson presidential $1 coin, certified by PCGs or NGC, in elite mint state condition, with exceptional eye appeal, rare edge characteristics, and documented provenance, has reached an estimated value of $21 million. This figure represents the pinnacle of modern presidential dollar collecting. This value does not come from face value. It does not come from age alone. It comes from a perfect storm. Historical controversy, extreme condition rarity, collector demand, and professional certification. This is the kind of coin that exists at the top of private collections, rarely seen, almost never offered publicly. It is crucial to understand that most Andrew Johnson dollar coins are not worth millions. Circulated examples remain modest collectibles. The difference between a common coin and a legendary one lies in condition, preservation, and authentication. This is why grading matters so deeply. Why PCGs and NGC certification is non-negotiable at this level. If you believe you may own an Andrew Johnson presidential dollar with extraordinary quality, handle it with extreme care. Never clean it, never polish it, never attempt restoration. Store it in an inert holder. Then submit it to PCGs or NGC for professional evaluation. Their grade determines everything. Selling a coin of this magnitude requires the right platform. Major auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers offer global exposure and elite buyers. High-level numismatic brokers facilitate private sales with confidentiality. Avoid casual marketplaces entirely. Verification, documentation, and secure transactions are essential. And now the journey comes full circle. 4 coins, 4 presidents, 4 stories of history, survival, and rarity. If this series changed the way you look at dollar coins, then this channel is for you. Like this video, subscribe to USA Mint Coin, share it with fellow collectors, and stay tuned. Because America's rarest coins are still out there, waiting to be discovered.